Welcome back, COK lovers. It's Daydreamz, and today I'm going to go ahead and do the full Dark Knight guide for you guys and show you basically how to win 14,000 gold each week. And it's really easy to do, and I'm going to show you it over the course of this video. As you know, we're doing the peace for 3 days in the kingdom, so I can't really do any skill hits or war, which I'm happy. We all need a little break, and it's a nice showing of unity. But as you can see, you're going to set your troops into two different marches. One with infantry and archers, which are going to march within kilometers of your castle to reinforce people. And then your second march is going to cut your thirds. So you're going to have 1/3 of your cavalry into each grouping. So you're going to have 3 equal groups of cavalry, and that is to reinforce the people that are a little further away. Anything over 10 kilometers, you definitely want to use the cavalry on, so you can get there quickly. And this is how you're going to maximize your points: is you're going to be reinforcing people before your boss rally comes and after your boss rally comes. So it's really nice to have your presets already done, so you don't have to. Before they had presets, I used to have to manually click the troops I wanted, and it took so much more time. But they've made this Dark Knight event a lot more user friendly, and I'm going to show you why. Because with the Lighthouse now, it shows you when each boss is going to and where you can bring your troops. So that is very nice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin to engage the boss rally. Now, before you do the Dark Knight, you want to, scout around your hive, and you want to find the weakest people around you, because the way the points work is you split the points based on who gets the kills. So if you're reinforcing the weaker members around you, and you're going to get the more points. So say I go and reinforce Belith, and he's got way more than 1,000,000 troops. So let's say he's got 1,000,000 and I put 100,000 in there. I get 10% of the kills, I get 10% of the points. So what I do is I'm going to go ahead and reinforce these level 19s and a level 22 next to me that got hit and doesn't have any troops anymore. And it's healing, so I know I'll get the most points out of these 3. Okay, so I use my 3 marches of infantry and archers close to me. Now I'm going to also find weaker allies a little further away, about 10 kilometers away, and I'm going to send 2 marches of cavalry at them. So I'm maximizing my points here. I'm getting points from 5 other castles plus mine as of right now. And then I'm going to show you what you do with the boss rallies here in a minute. But you want to just make sure you find the weakest people around you. And honestly, your hive should be set up like this anyway. You shouldn't have all your strong players together. I mean, this Dark Knight replicates real war. So you want to have your hive set up to where you are around weaker allies that you can reinforce. And our hive is, not purposely, but it is kind of set up like that. We have people scattered all around. And as you'll notice, we have Noah, stop barking. I got a crazy little Maltese, and it barks all the time, and that's why I can't really do long videos. I'd have to lock him up, and he don't like that. He would go crazy. So luckily he's calmed down, and we'll be able to proceed with the video. But yeah, the regular Dark Knight, they don't get many points, but the bosses and the elites get pretty good points too, but the bosses are where you get the most of your points. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for the bosses to come. Here it comes now, and this is when you recall all your marches from people so that you can reinforce as many bosses as possible. Now, there are more bosses with each stage. So with the first stage, there's only 8 bosses. So it picks your 8 strongest castles. And then as it gets higher, up to 22, which is the last boss rally, you're going to have half of your alliance getting hit with bosses, and that's where you're going to get your most points. But for here, we're going to go ahead and look through the list, and we're going to see who's hitting before us, who's hitting us, and who's hitting after us. So we're going to use cavalry to reinforce these people. We're going to go ahead and find the people that are going to hit before us. We're going to send cavalry to them. After they hit, we're going to recall, we're going to take our boss hit, and then we're going to send to the people that are getting hit after us as well. So that way we're maximizing our points and getting as many possible points. I've reinforced 10 people on a single boss rally, on a level 22 boss rally. I'd use instant recall to recall all my troops, and then I'd send out to 5 more. I'd recall, instant recall seconds before mine hit. Um, and then I'd get maximum points. So right now it's the first boss rally, so we're just trying to find anybody that we can, and I believe Indernath is the closest one that we can reinforce, and I believe Joker Chaos. And they have pretty good power, like 5 million each, so we're not going to get too many points, but we're still going to do it because that is how you win these events, is you get any points anywhere you can get them, however you can get them. So we're going to go ahead and wait on this boss rally. It'll be here in a couple minutes. And then after the boss rallies, what you do is you go back to your people that you were reinforcing before the bosses hit, because in between boss rallies you want to be getting those points from the regular and elite Dark Knights. The elite Dark Knights give a little more than the regular Dark Knights, but most of the points you're going to get are from these boss rallies. These boss rallies give a ton of points, and especially towards the end is when you get the most points. So the beginning stages, they're important if you're, going for first, because if you're competing, like I'm competing against someone who's very good killer. He is very good at the Dark Knight event. We have similar scores every time, and he beats me once in a while too if I make just a couple of mistakes. So I got to be very efficient. That's how I became so good at this Dark Knight event, is being him, because he's very efficient as well. So it basically comes down to who made any mistakes. And like in today's boss rally that I recorded, I made a couple mistakes. I left a couple of boss hits early before the boss hit, so I didn't get the points for it. But I still won with around 18 million or something. I guess we'll see here in a minute. But okay, so here comes another boss rally. So we're searching for who we need to reinforce, and we will reinforce them accordingly. And as you can see, I'm bringing the troops on. Okay, we're going to go here. And it also, when you're looking at who to reinforce, if someone's already being reinforced by a lot of people, try not to reinforce that person. Reinforce, you want to go for the weakest member that you can reinforce, like with the lowest power. And you want to, if that isn't available, go to whatever is available. As long as you're getting some points, it's better than no points, because your opponent will be getting any of the points that he can, unless they have no idea how to do this and they just, reinforce people close to them and don't maximize their points, which you will be doing now. And I hope to see screenshots of you guys winning the Dark Knight. You don't have to have the highest power, you just have to be the most efficient. So even though Shin has 10 million power, he's got a boss coming, so I'm going to be going there to take some of those points. I prefer to, reinforce someone under 3 million power, but the bosses, until the higher level bosses, you don't really have that option. It's always going to be the big castles at first. So I just got to get the points where I can get them, and hope for the best. So I'm going to level 26 castles and up right now, but towards the end I'll be going to level 22s and 19s, and just maximizing those points. It is not hard to do. Just scout around your hive, have people bookmarked, remember where, this is the smaller the alliance, the easier this event is, really, because with so many people, you also want everyone in your hive. I mean, if you got people outside the hive, it makes it very annoying, because it messes with, when you're looking through the list, you see that you can reinforce someone in 2 minutes, but you don't know where they are. Okay, so here we go. We're reinforcing 5 people here. So we are just maximizing the points here. This is how we win this event. 14,000 extra gold a week. We love that free gold. We'll take it any way we can get it. Kill events, Dark Knight events, Dragon Campaign, Ancient Battlefield. We'll get it any way we can get it. So you see all the skulls up there. That's reinforcing 5 people. And then after that skill hit, or after the Dark Knight hits, I'm so used to doing skill hits, I call the Dark Knight a skill hit. After the Dark Knight hits, we're going to go ahead and reinforce 5 more people, or 3 more people, whatever we can do. I had to pause talking to listen to that beat drop. Here comes the boss, Dark Knight. And okay, now you see how I have reinforcements out when the boss is coming to hit. I don't advise you guys doing this. I can get away with it because I have so many T10 that I can leave, 25% of my T10 home and dust these boss rallies up to level, I could probably dust them all. I don't take reinforcements during the boss rallies. It does help being stronger, but you can still win it without being, in the top 10 strength in your kingdom. It's all about efficiency. Before I was real strong, I was still winning these events, or getting top 5 every time before I mastered it. Okay, so now the boss hit, and we're going back to reinforce people. Okay, the boss has not hit yet. But because it's a weaker boss, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce more people. Okay, I see what I'm doing here. I am going to reinforce these other hits before mine hit, and then I'm going to pull back right before mine hits. So this is another way to maximize your points. I hope I'm explaining this clearly enough for you guys, but if not, you should be able to visualize what I'm doing and do it yourself. Okay, so while we wait on this boss to hit, you'll notice I'm always constantly moving. I'm always constantly checking. You're gonna have to be immersed in this event for 2 hours. You're gonna have to be seeing where the Dark Knight's coming from. They come from separate directions, so then you can see who you're going to be able to reinforce. You'll go through the list, check it twice, and make sure you find out who you're going to be able to reinforce in time, and make sure you're going to be able to get your troops home in time. Having 3 sets of cavalry helps a lot because you can reinforce these people further away. So that's one of the very nice things about it. So we're up to the bigger bosses now. So it gets a little trickier because there's a lot more castles that could be reinforced. See that boss that just hit, and I recalled, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be back home in time. You always have your instant recall just in case. Like, I didn't get to use my instant recall in this event. I didn't get a level 22 boss, and I still got 18 million. If I'd have got my level 22 boss and got all those points myself like I normally do, I'd have got over 20 million because I was really concentrating pretty good, even though I was recording on this event. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting into this castle right before the boss hits. It's all about efficiency. I mean, you could probably do 12 to 15 reinforces on each boss. Okay, so that boss hit. That's a high level boss, so we lost it, but that means that we got a lot of points out of it. Remember that next time, and I'll have more people reinforce them. Okay, so we're now recalling, and then what we're going to do is for the final boss rally, we're going to make sure that we get as many of these reinforces in as possible, and then for the final 3 regulars and the elite, we're going to just go out to the 5 weakest members that are still in it, because people do get knocked out. Now if your alliance plays perfectly, and if you share this video with your entire, then maybe you guys can get first place in your kingdom, and I would really love that. Send me screenshots on Facebook. It's Daydreamz Clash of Kings. I'll put it in the description. And I'd love to see your guys' alliance win this event, because it gives a lot of dragon coins. It gives you guys gold, and this is an individual event. I'm so used to my alliance winning the event that I don't really even think about that. But yeah, this can help you guys, and make sure you share the video with your alliance, and I help you guys out a lot. So you can see the final elite Dark Knight and regular Dark Knight. It's just about getting the points no matter where you can get them. There are a couple more bosses left, but unfortunately I was not able to make it to these. I really wasn't. I kind of messed up here at the end. I should have been able to reinforce 4 more bosses, but that's okay, because those bosses would keep me from missing to a regular Dark Knight and an elite Dark Knight, which on weaker castles, those points would be about the same. So it didn't really hurt me too bad. Still got a good score, still won the event, still opened that 7K gold pack, and I'll be opening it again Wednesday. I don't know, maybe Killer will watch my video. Good thing he can't understand me. Maybe I'll have someone interpret it. That's the bad thing about having a channel, is I'm also teaching thousands of you guys, which is more important to me. Okay, there's the final boss. and of course I didn't get one. So if you don't get a boss rally, don't worry. You have the best. And what you'll do is, then if you had a boss, because you don't got to wait for your boss, you're gonna send your infantry and archers close, and you're going to, recall them after they hit, and so it's points. I'm trying to go to the smallest castles I can, because if I go reinforce Belith, I'm gonna get like points. I don't want to do that. I want so. Yeah, guys, I hope that you have learned something from this video, and I do want to see screenshots of you guys placing the top 10 in your kingdom. Make sure you share it with your alliance, because then you guys can get first place, because if you do this right, not a single castle should burn. And if your hive is set up correctly, a member of the alliance should burn. Higher level bosses, they still need the help. Unless they're over 10 million, they still need help as well. You can see my storage is getting low on here. Luckily, I'm getting device. It'll be here tomorrow, and it has higher storage. So I'm going to continue doing these mobile videos for you guys. As you can see, first place twice. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, hit the like button.